I am the Naked FireFly. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. Right now I'm on a month-long vacation, but don't worry, while I'm here I'm doing vlogs and other little things to, bring to you. If you haven't heard already about the hashtag Kill Mason King challenge, you need to go right on over to my Instagram and get like the information for it, because it's already started and you got to the end of the month to finish it. Today I wanted to do a Black AuthorTube Tag. This is the brainchild of Cache Warren, Grayson Wild, Sid Pack, and myself. What this is to do is just to get to know those Black creators that are sometimes hidden from YouTube's algorithm. So here we go. I am the Naked FireFly. I go also by Yana, and I write under the name Kierra L. I write contemporary romance, women's fiction, mystery, as well as middle grade / young adult fantasy. I am right now self-published, but I am gearing toward hybrid publishing, and right now I am working on a middle grade young adult fantasy, and right now it's just called Project Fire and Air. And I'm also working on the sequel to my debut novel, The Healer's Love. So here's the first question. Describe your writing space. Well, my writing space right now is a complete and utter disaster. However, I do have a picture of what it looked like before my vacation. So right now, as we speak, I am cleaning and getting it organized. If you can see in the back, I do have a bookshelf, and I will be getting some more, as well as a small banana plant. Her name is Wanda. I'm trying to get my entire writing space together while I get myself together during this vacation. Question 2. How do you approach difficult topics in writing? I just kind of go head on into it. When I do my first draft, or I guess you could call it zero draft, whatever you want to call it, I kind of just handwrite it through, and if there's a difficult topic, I guess you can say my conscious mind doesn't really recognize it. It's when I go back to start typing it in and editing it that all of a sudden my conscious mind recognizes it, and then I know I have to go back and really get into depth into it so that not only I can feel it, that my readers can feel it. And then after that, I have to take a few days away from the project to actually heal from it. It really depends on what the difficult topic is. Either way, I have to pull away from it because I literally feel the full emotion of my character when they go through that. Question 3. How have your experiences shaped your writer voice? I believe being a military child has shaped the way that I see people and different cultures and how they do things, their myths and their legends, and just who they are. Being a mother, I definitely see the world from a different aspect. My writing has changed a whole lot, where it was kind of just single-minded. Now, as a mother, I kind of see from everybody's viewpoint, everybody's feelings, even if that particular character's feelings does not resonate with the reader and they're kind of just like, why would they do that? I kind of see it now, especially being, mother of 5. You see those different personalities. You see the different thinking processes. So, and then being an adult, period, I don't write or think the same as I did when I was a teenager or when I was a young adult. Now being an adult, I see life differently through different viewpoints and through a different lens. I don't have the same childish tendencies or thoughts as I did when I was younger. Now I'm like, no, we need to move on. A lot of my characters might have those bits of aspects. They might still have that youthful aspect, but at the same time, you see growth, and that's what I believe is important. As a writer and as an adult, you grow. Question 4. Which season do you prefer to write in? I know, that one's easy. Spring and definitely fall. Summer, it is entirely too hot. I am trying, I am struggling, but I'm getting it done. And then in winter, I just want to be wrapped up and not thinking about anything but how to stay warm. Question 5. What genres do you want to get into but are hesitant about? Fantasy, which I am getting ready to tackle and see how this goes. And the only reason why I'm kind of hesitant about it is because I'm intimidated by the world building, but I'm starting to learn to just write the story and do the world building as you go, because I am not a natural planner. Trying to work on the planning and the world kind of frustrates the daylights out of me. So right now I'm just going to jump right into the story and let it be, and then go back and fix whatever needs to be fixed and add whatever needs to be added. And also sci-fi. And again, because I am intimidated not by this time the world building, but more of making it sound like sci-fi. I feel like whenever I watch sci-fi or read it, I feel like that person is kind of more on the intelligence level than I am when it comes to certain scientific things, because I'm not really a science buff or nothing, but I'm starting to learn that it doesn't always have to be so scientific. Like, that's the old way of doing science. Sci-fi, nowadays, you can actually just see the world that you believe that it is, especially at the, speculative sci-fi and fiction. So question 6, what would you tell other Black AuthorTubers that you wish someone told you? That you are going to be lonely at first, that you will see non-Black AuthorTubers and a lot of them will invite you into their circle, but because they don't share the same cultural mindset or background as you, you don't fully feel like you fit in all the way. So you're going to be lonely at first, but do not despair. Your community is out there, and you will come across some Black AuthorTubers who seem like they support you at first, but they really don't. Some of them are all about just trying to add that number in, and then others really want to reach out and be part of your community. You just got to be willing to reach back out to them. I would just say watch out. Watch out for those who are your skin folk, but they're not really your kinfolk, I guess you can say. Like, they look like you, but they're not there for you, not fully. And then also just know that at first you're going to be alone, but it won't be long. You just keep it on. If you know what your goals are to be on AuthorTube, you stick to those goals and don't change the way that you think just so that people will like you or accept you. You be who you are and who you originally started this AuthorTube or this channel for. Number 7, what Black authors had an influence on your writing style? First and foremost, Toni Morrison. If you know anything about the Naked FireFly, you know Toni Morrison is my first and foremost influence. And that's only because when I first saw her, I was reading her books for years, and if you don't know the story, let me tell you the story quick. I was reading her books in middle school, and now that I look back on it, it was probably not the most appropriate books to be reading in middle school. But I was reading it when I was in middle school, and I was drawn to it because so many books that I had read before did not have characters that looked like me, that were main characters. So I was drawn to her, and I remember seeing the name Toni Morrison across all her books, and I was just like, well, this is my author that I will always read. And I remember when I reached maybe later in middle school, maybe early high school, that I saw a picture of her, a poster. It was sitting on the wall, and I remember being so excited. And I was like, this is Toni Morrison, and I thought she was the most beautiful woman on earth. This beautiful Black woman. She had locks, and I've always wanted locks. But of course, living in my family, that is out of the question. And just to know that it was a Black author, I felt like, yes, now I can really write stories that have main characters that look like me. They don't have to be mixed. They don't have to be white. They can look like me and be like me. And it's okay, because if she can get her books all on the shelves, then I know I can too. Another person would have been Alice Walker. One is because I love the movie Color Purple, and the book Color Purple was way better than the movie. But because of her voice for the community as well, like, she believed, a lot of people like to call her a feminist, and then a lot of people like to call her a womanist. If you don't know what that is, that just means that she believes in the empowerment of Black women, because she believes that the empowerment of that Black woman can empower the Black community. So she's not for the hateful, like, women are above men mentality. She is really for, we are going to empower the Black woman, because the Black woman has always been that center of the Black community. We need to empower her so that we can empower everybody else. Another one would have been Zora Neale Hurston. I loved her story, but I feel like she probably struggled a lot, especially during the Black Renaissance period, where, that was mainly focused on men, but she panned through, and even when men were trying to put her writings down and whatnot, she definitely went through it, and she was just like, no, because my stories need to be told as well. It's going to be told from a Black woman's point of view. It's not always going to be told from a man's point of view, and I believe that everybody's story needs to be heard. Another one would be Maya Angelou, and that's only because, one, her poetry is beautiful, and two, her story is beautiful, her life story, the things that she went through. Even though she could have literally fallen into her abandonment of her parents, she didn't. She knew that her grandmother loved her dearly, and she kept reading, and she strived through so much. And then even after the terrible trauma that happened to her, she still had people around her teachers and her grandmother, who's like, look, you are who you are, but you will not let this beat you. And she didn't, and she found her voice once again in writing and reading and teaching. Recently, Octavia Butler, and only because when I read her stories, I felt as if she was the voice of Black sci-fi, and I'm sure that's not true, but to me she was, because I know in sci-fi you don't see a lot of women writers, and then you definitely don't see a lot of Black women writers or Black authors, period, in that genre. So to read her writing and then to actually do her morning routine was definitely gave me so much respect for her and made me see her in a different light. Another one would have been Lorraine Hansberry. She is a playwright. When I was in school, high school especially, I used to love to write plays, and I was in a lot of plays. And to read some of her things, especially Raising the Sun, it made me see, yeah, I can actually put the Black experience in a play, and it's okay. It's okay because you don't see many Black female playwrights. A lot of them are male. And it's good to know that she was that gateway. She made the way for young Black playwrights, and I will be getting back into playwriting, especially after seeing Hamilton. Like, big ups to the writer, and I definitely will be getting back into that. Number 8, what mistakes do you think the Black writing community makes when it comes to dealing with each other? We are too busy competing with each other. I notice that whenever one of us has a book out, instead of cheering each other on, we're kind of just like, well, I got 2 or 3 books out. Like, we're very competitive instead of, like, you know, newsletter swapping or trying to promote each other. We're too busy trying to promote ourselves, and we forget about our brothers or sisters. We don't want to share information that we probably got and learned along the way. We don't want to share resources. We kind of just want to hold on tight to those. We unfortunately forget that everybody can eat at the table. Like, there's room enough at the table. We just have to be willing to share, because we don't want nobody else to be there. We're too busy trying to hog all of the chair. So that is our biggest mistake. Number 9, what can we expect from your channel? Well, if you are new to my channel, then you should already know. You will see me talking about writing. You will see live streams. And when I come back from my vacation, you will see more mindfulness videos. If you don't already know about the meditations, I have a 2-minute and a 10-minute, and I'll be adding some 5-minute and 20-minute ones, as well as 15. But also I'll be doing more mindfulness and more of a journey. You will be watching me as I go upon my mindfulness journey, because I did fall off. I'm not even gonna sit here and lie, because there was that time period where I let other things get involved. So now, right now at this moment, I'm getting myself back on track, and I'm hoping to guide other writers as well to get themselves on track if they've never been on this path, and to get back on track if they were and they've fallen off. Also, you will see sometimes little clips of me going on vacations with my children around Europe, since that's where we live at now. We live in Germany, and so you will see that. And since a lot of the borders have opened up, we will be doing that soon. And you will also see me be accountable for certain projects that I'll be working on. I'll tell you what project I'm working on, and I'll tell you how it's going. And we'll be back to my writing vlogs as well. Number 10, if you could collab with any Black AuthorTuber, who would it be? Those I would love to collab with would be Bookish Babe, Jasmine Shea, and Lizelle Sandberry. So those who I would love to collab with one day. If they ever decided that they wanted to collab with me, that would be awesome. And there's a few others that I would love to collab with, but off the top of my head, just those 3. So I hope that you like this tag. And if you are a Black AuthorTuber, please, by all means, go ahead and do that, because I tag all Black AuthorTubers. And I will leave a description of my siblings, of their videos, their channels down below in my description, as well as any Black AuthorTubers that maybe that you haven't come across with. Go ahead and support them, subscribe to them. Let them know that, hey, I support your content and what you're doing, because fortunately a lot of social media does not recognize any Black content creators. So do what you can to support them. So that is it. That is all I have to say. Don't forget to get your copy of The Healers Love My Contemporary Romance on Amazon or anywhere that books are sold. And peace and love.